The Estill County Judge Executive closes the jail because of bed bugs, but jailers say they never had them.
A new policy now prohibits the sale of Confederate flag merchandise at the Kentucky State Fair or state park gift shops. Coming up, what this means for those vendors.
You know, what an honor it is to have a father that was able to do things like this and to be able to recognize him for doing it.
It's a way to honor a World War II veteran, how one community is paying tribute to a man who fought bravely for our country.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. WKYT News starts now with breaking news.
Good evening to you. A police chase has just come to an end in Harrodsburg, and our crew was right in the middle of it.
Let's take a look at this video just taken by our news crew just a few minutes ago, and you'll be able to see, we think here, police trying to box in a car, yes, right there, and it swerved around the cruiser. A lot of police, as you can see, a line of them involved in this. WKYT's Monique Blair is live in Harrodsburg with the...
Well, Sam and Amber, we were driving down North College Drive in Harrodsburg when my photographer Devin and I, we saw and heard several police cars heading our way. At the front of all those police cars was a car that we saw swerving all over the road. So we turned around and followed those police cars, where just about 2 to 3 minutes later, in a residential neighborhood here in Harrodsburg, we saw that car that was swerving had crashed into the back of a home out here on Shawnee Road. Now, right now, this is a very active scene. There are several, probably, I would say more than a dozen police cars out here, a fire truck, and an ambulance. Now, we did see one woman she got arrested, and I'm told EMS is here to check on someone else. Now, right now, we have not talked to any officers, and we don't have a whole lot of information, but I can tell you it's very, very active, and there is a car crashed behind a home out here, and also it appears to be several police cars also behind that home. So in just a few minutes, I expect to talk to a police officer, and I will have more on this coming up for you at 6. For now, I'm live in Harrodsburg. Monique Blair, WKYT.
All right, Monique, thank you.
Yeah, we had sent her down there to do another story,
yeah.
And lo and behold, she ends up with that. So
there's a new story.
That's right. Some questions tonight about a health concern at a central Kentucky jail. City leaders in Estill County decided to shut down the jail because of what they're calling a bed bug outbreak.
Inmates in the county have been transported to the Three Forks Regional Jail in Lee County temporarily. But as Sam Smith found out, jailers say the jail doesn't have a bed bug problem. Sam has our top story at 5:30.
Judge Executive Wallace Taylor says the jail was shut down because the county health department found bed bugs. The jail has been closed since Tuesday. The jail's 15 inmates were sent to the Three Forks Regional Jail in Lee County while all of this is going on. The jail has 11 employees. Some are laid off right now. The jailer, a male transport officer, and a female transport officer are still on call. I talked with Deputy Jailer Melinda Miller. She says there are no bed bugs here. She says there never was. And she's confused about why the jail was ever closed.
I mean, we have 11 deputies here that's more or less without a job right now. And they have families to feed, and, you know, it's up in the air. They don't know what they're going to do. So we don't know if we're opening back up, we're staying closed, or what.
Taylor says the jail will reopen when the bed bugs are removed. He says an exterminator will inspect the jail and the courthouse for bed bugs on Monday. He says there is a concern the circuit courtroom could have them too because it's an area that regularly has inmates. While the jail is closed, the arresting officer will have to contact one of the jailers on duty to have that inmate transported to Three Forks. In Estill County, Sam Smith, WKYT.
We did leave a message with the health department about the bed bug issue, but they have not returned our calls. Well, pretty soon you won't be able to buy Confederate flag merchandise at the Kentucky State Fair or state park gift shops. Today, Kentucky State Fair Board voted to prohibit the sale or giveaway of items displaying the flag. WKYT's Jennifer Plumbo is at the live desk with more on what this means. Jennifer?
Amber, the Fair Board voted today to ban the sale or giveaway of items displaying the Confederate battle flag after the current contracts expire. The ban applies to the state fairgrounds and a Louisville convention center the Fair Board operates. In June, the NAACP asked the State Fair Board to consider adopting a ban of all Confederate flag merchandise. But this policy goes beyond that with the ban at all sponsored events. Fair Board Chairman Mark Lynn says vendors under contract will be urged to honor the new policy, and future contracts will require vendors to follow the policy.
We will immediately get verbiage out to all of our vendors that are under current contract recommending that they don't do it. For this year, if they are, we will ask them, but current contracts are current contracts.
The State Fair Board says it cannot stop the display of the Confederate flag. They will just not tolerate giving out or selling any of the merchandise. Also, the Kentucky Department of Parks has adopted a policy that gift shops will no longer sell merchandise strictly featuring the Confederate battle flag. That includes caps and shirts. They can sell items with both the U.S. and the Confederate battle flags and educational material that put the flag in historical context. At the live desk, Jennifer Palumbo, WKYT.
Jennifer, thank you. The Civil War battle reenactments held at certain parks are not affected. Kentucky's park policy is modeled after one recently established by the National Park Service in the wake of the church murders last month in Charleston.
A Louisville teenager is charged with murder after police say she killed her baby. Police say that they found the baby dead inside a home on Abraham Flexner Way yesterday. Police say the baby's 15-year-old mother is in the hospital right now, but will be charged with murder once she is released. Police say a driver caused extensive damage to a Lexington apartment building. Tonight, police are trying to figure out what caused the man to drive right into the side of the building. It happened this morning on Jennifer Road off Eastland Parkway. Police say the driver told them he was trying to drive away after he got into a fight with his girlfriend. People who live in the apartment say it was a close call.
The fact that it was her bedrooms just means that she's pretty lucky that the wall was sturdy enough to hold it from coming too far into her apartment.
Officers say they found the driver just a few doors down from the damaged apartment.
Police in southern Kentucky need your help tracking down a thief. Our county by county coverage begins in Laurel County. London police say the man in this surveillance video stole a motorcycle from Crossroads Motorsports in the Dog Patch Trading Post area. In the video, you can see the man take the bike and then load it onto a truck. Police are asking anyone who recognizes the suspect to give them a call. In Marion County, Kentucky State Police are investigating a crash that killed a teenager. Police say 19-year-old Jessica Kikasola was driving on Kentucky 84 this morning when she ran off the road. Police say she drove through a field into a creek and then hit a rock embankment. We're told that she was not wearing a seatbelt. She was pronounced dead at the scene. And in Floyd County, a clinic owner is facing fraud and theft charges. Deborah Holliday was indicted by a Floyd County grand jury yesterday. Investigators say Holliday owns All Family Health Care in Prestonsburg. They say from 2008 to 2012, Holliday submitted fraudulent claims to Medicaid. She's scheduled to be back in court for her arraignment in August.
We are certainly overdue for a normal summer weekend. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is tracking some small storm chances in the forecast. But Chris, maybe not too much to be concerned about, really?
I don't think so, Sam. I think you said it best when we haven't had very many normal days out there, period, this summer, let alone to get some normal summertime stuff in here for the weekend and final weekend of July at that, just around the corner. Little look outside showing southern Kentucky finally getting a chance to dry out. It has been ugly across southern parts of the area. We had steady soaking rains, I-64 area and north. Not so much today, and what Defender is seeing is that line of showers and storms now pressing southward into the Volunteer State. Outside of a sprinkle into Bell and Whitley counties, that's about all she wrote now in terms of any precipitation throughout central and eastern Kentucky. Rainfall numbers on the day, look at how much real estate actually got in on some rain. That's about half of the state, western Kentucky into the southern, a little more than half actually when you take into western Kentucky, northern northeastern parts of the area, mainly with a dry sky that was out there. And those temperatures, as we make our way through later this evening into the overnight and early tomorrow morning, will be dropping quickly into the low and mid 60s. Rest of your day tomorrow looking to be in pretty good shape. Noontime upper 70s, mid 80s coming up by the time we hit 5 o'clock on a Friday, guys. I'll break down the rest of that weekend forecast when I come back in just a few minutes.
Chris, we will see you then. Thank you. He served in World War II with General Patton's army and also fought in famous battles and campaigns like Normandy. He was awarded a Purple Heart and 5 Bronze Stars, and now 70 years later, Rowan County will celebrate the life of Sergeant Ralph Swim by naming a road in his honor. WKYT's Garrett Weimer has reaction from a proud family. It's a story that's new at 5:30.
Welcome to this dedication ceremony.
All right.
Rowan County honors one of their own, the late Sergeant Ralph Swim.
He served as a tank commander in the battles of Normandy, northern France.
This highly decorated World War II veteran will have a portion of Kentucky Highway 1722 named in his honor.
We don't name roads in the Kentucky General Assembly for the fun of it. We name roads to those who are deserving, and those who have earned it.
And earned it he did. While serving in General Patton's army, Sergeant Swim earned 5 Bronze Stars and a Purple Heart. He was wounded in action in Belgium.
If Sergeant Swim was with us today, he would say, this recognition is about those who served. Transportation Cabinet shall designate Kentucky Route 1722 in Rowan County from mile marker 4 to mile marker 6 as the Sergeant Ralph R. Swim Memorial Highway.
I'll be thinking, what an honor it is to have a father that was able to do things like this and to be able to recognize him for doing it. It is really great because that is the road that we grew up on. And my nephew still lives on that road, so he'll see it every day.
In Rowan County, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Imagine the stories he had to tell serving with General Patton. Very, very impressive. Well, this summer has not really been the best for playing a round of golf, but the last few days starting to make up for that. Steve of Winchester has our good question today. If an amateur were to win a PGA major, who would receive the money since an amateur cannot be paid? Amateur golfers may play in professional tournaments but can win no money. Any prize money won by an amateur is allocated to the next lower position. So, for example, if an amateur is placed third in a tournament, that third place money goes to the fourth place finisher, and fourth place money goes to the fifth place finisher, and so on. Now, an amateur golfer may accept a prize or a prize voucher like a gift certificate to a golf's pro club worth no more than $750 and still remain an amateur. This includes a trophy. Its value does not count toward the $750 limit, but that is the limit. If you have a good question, go to WKYT.com.
Still to come on WKYT, after winning the Triple Crown, American Pharoah is gearing up for his next race. Coming up later in sports, we'll show you how he's getting ready for the big day.
I'm Bill Bryant. The talk gets tough early in the Kentucky race for Attorney General, and Donald Trump hints at a third-party run if he doesn't get respect from Republicans. The bottom line is ahead.